This is Steadfast and Smiling Podcast, Episode 5, From Stuck to Unstoppable with 2 Words. Hi friend, welcome. I'm Susie, and together we're turning everyday challenges into faith-fueled victories through applying principles of the gospel and positive psychology to help keep our lamp oil topped off, our wicks trimmed, and our spirits bright as we joyfully await the Savior's return. Let's jump right into this week's story from our newsletter. Can 2 words change your life? They did mine. One Saturday afternoon, I was at my computer, clicking play on the next lesson of my Master Coaching Certification program. This course had been incredible, but wow, it had also been a lot. As I sat there, the weight of all of it caught up with me. I thought, how am I ever going to get all this homework done, give my coaching clients the value they deserve, and hold down a full-time job, and keep my sanity? I had already made little life adjustments. True confession, at one point the dryer was my new sock drawer. But no matter how many corners I cut, I still felt like I was being pulled in 2 different directions. Part of me whispered, just quit your job. Go all in on coaching. This is your calling. The other part clamped down hard. No way. You need the security. Don't take that risk. After a weekend of very little sleep, I decided I was giving my 2-week notice. But right then my brain slammed on the brakes. Not just tapped them, but smashed them to the floor and stomped on the emergency brake. Stop! Hard pass! This is not safe! Do not proceed. My head was pounding with an enormous headache. Regardless of what I did to boss my brain, it would not budge. And that's when I remembered something Dr. Paul Jenkins had taught me. 3 questions to unlock your brain when it's locked in fear of moving forward. It begins with 2 simple words. What if? Not as a statement, but as a question. What if I could, and then fill in that blank? Not saying I can, but what if I could? What might that look like? So I tried it. What if I could find a way to do both without burning out? Not saying I can, but what if I could? What might that look like? As I pondered those thoughts, the headache started melting away. The brakes released. My shoulders relaxed. My brain stopped screaming, "Danger, Will Robinson!" I think I just dated myself. And I started creating options. That worked, by the way. Fun fact, 2 of your brain's jobs are to keep you safe and to prove you right. Which is fabulous, except when you're trying to do something new or outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes what your wonderful brain tries to do is keep you safe from failure, from being uncomfortable, being vulnerable. The problem with that is that it also keeps you from growing, evolving, and increasing your skills, serving others, and increasing your joy. But here's the trick. If you can ask, what if, with curiosity, your brain loosens its grip. Possibility blossoms. Of course, the way you say it matters. If you say, what if this fails? Period. Feelings of anxiety kick in. If you say, what if this fails? With a question mark. Your brain starts scanning for alternative options. See the difference? Those 2 little words, what if, can turn a dead end into a doorway. That's one I keep in my back pocket. It comes in handy for small things too. I invite you to test it out. All right, friend, that's our juicy gem for today. Thanks for hanging out and soaking in the good vibes and filling up your lamp with me. If you found this episode valuable, please share it with a friend or family member who you think might enjoy it. And would you mind hitting the like button or leaving us a rating? It would mean the world to us and help make this podcast available to more listeners. Let's keep shining together. steadfast and smiling. See you in the next episode.